ask the sun to shine on me, to shine on me. All the best in life are free, so why not me? Why not me? Never did I have to ask the sun to shine on me, hey, to shine on me. Okay. I've been stuck inside my head from November to May, but now I got these blue skies, palm trees, new eyes. Y'all can take the green stuff, I'll be on a view high, new vibe. And it feels just like the old me, back when I was younger, undercover, feeling so free. Ghost you, but you better never ghost me. I'm an introvert, but man, this weather's got me hosting. All the best in life are free, so why not me? So why not me? Never did I have to ask the sun to shine on me, to shine on me. All the best in life are free, so why not me? Why not me? Never did I have to ask the sun to shine on me, hey, to shine on me. Hey, this that fire, sunshine's a grab a visor. Peter Piper picked up backers, switches, and a lighter. Ha, getting higher? Now, right now we're getting higher. Sunny D got us like Icarus, except much drier. My confession, sunshine is my obsession. You'd have probably noticed you're way too possessed by your possession. You just hit that scrolling. I'm going to a place where I don't have to deal with loading in the terms and conditions. I'm concerned with the traditions, while the fake be taking pictures, all the lonely taking pictures. We say that we're all Christians, still got hatred in our vision. We're just kids running through life and comparisons. I say just check the scriptures. Wake up, breathe, relax, remember, ayy, there's way more to life than getting retweets on your Twitter, ayy, baby. Put your phone down, put your phone down, put your phone down. All the best in life are free, so why not me? So why not me? Never did I have to ask the sun to shine on me, to shine on me. All the best in life are free, so why not me? Why not me? Never did I have to ask the sun to shine on me.
Been a while since I've been hold up. Need a hero, no one shows up. Guess I do it on my own, cause I'm sick of waiting like how come? I gotta accept this outcome. Guess I gotta show them how it's done. I cannot just sit around, cause I'm instigating. I've been staring at a screen for some inspiration. I've been looking for new means of some misbehaving. We don't say what was me in this situation. We do not get complacent, a bitch complaining. I got a whole lot of free time on my hands. Goddamn if I goof off and waste it again. Look, I'm still making moves, staying right where I am. The fuck is the game, boy, if you don't try to advance? Cause you off your tracks, you feeling trapped. You want it back, I feel ya. You wear no mask, you think you last. Now that's a bad idea. Why leave your pad? You getting mad, you can do that right here. So when you ask me where I'm at, I stay home.
Got all I need, so
I stay home.
Call up my people,
I stay home.
just trust I see you.
I stay home, shit, I stay home, shit, I stay home.
Won't be like before.
I stay home.
I take a detour.
I stay home.
Don't sleep like ego.
I stay home, shit, I stay home, shit, I stay home. Wait up, been tired of all the same stuff. Staying inside just ain't fun. It's not fair, I have to stay put. Well, so does everyone else, bitch. I don't understand why you being so selfish. We need everybody to help us. You think it don't affect you cause you're young and you're healthed up. You think that you don't have to cause you're old and you're reckless. Yeah, I don't get why you entitled as fuck. Especially with this, you don't have to try very much. Instead of tying it up, you just whine and you fuss. I wanna just get them to see it isn't I but it's us. Damn, you off your tracks, you feeling trapped. You want it back, I feel ya. You wear no mask, you think you last. Now that's a bad idea. Why leave your pad? You getting mad, you can do that right here. So when you ask me where I'm at, I stay home.
Got all I need, so
I stay home.
call up my people.
I stay home.
Just trust I see you.
I stay home, shit, I stay home, shit, I stay home.
Won't be like before.
I stay home.
I take
tracks, you're feeling trapped. You want it back, I feel ya. You wear no mask, you think you'll last. Now that's a bad idea. So why leave your pad? You getting mad, you can do that right here. Then when you ask me where I'm at, you already know that shit. Stay away 6 feet or I put him 6 feet. Don't dirty my hands, got soap to stay clean. I'm good where I'm at, yeah, you know where I'll be. I stay home, shit, I stay home, shit, I stay away 6 feet or I put him 6 feet. Don't dirty my hands, got soap to stay clean. I'm good where I'm at, yeah, you know where I'll be. I stay home.
Yeah, all I need, so
I stay home.
call up my people.
I stay home.
Just trust I see you.
I stay home, shit, I stay home, shit, I stay home.
Won't be like before.
I stay home.
I take a detour.
I stay home.
Don't sleep like Ego.
I stay home, shit, I stay home, shit, I stay home.
Yeah, all I need, so
I stay home.
call up my people.
I stay home.
Just trust I see you.
I stay home, shit, I stay home, shit, I stay home.
Won't be like before.
I stay home.
I take a detour.
I stay home.
Don't sleep like Ego.
I stay home, shit, I stay home, shit, I stay home. Ride out. We gon' let the shit 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 ride out.
Let me know. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first Splatoon 3 of From the Ink Up.
Wait,
I
what?
will be your commentator. Wait, what?
Welcome to the first Splatoon 3 of From the Ink Up.
What? Well, you know what? We're going to gloss right over that. I will be your commentator for Brackets Div alongside with my fellow friend.
Hi there. Hello, I am here.
Hello. Hope everyone's having a good night on this amazing Friday night. News to share. First round, we do not have a spectate at the moment. Everyone's playing their battles as we talk. So, we've come to conclude that we should do a 1v1 for the next half hour. I think that will be a wonderful thing to pass time with. And with that being said, we're setting up the battle right now. In chat, put who's gonna win, Kaiser or Div. I think personally I'm gonna win. I'm just goated like that, for real. You know, good stuff all around. So we're just waiting for the room to be up. Who's gonna make it? Should I make the room? Who has a LAN?
I made one.
Oh, you made one?
I
Okay.
have a wire connection. I set both of you back to back.
Interesting. Wait. Private battle. Right? Okay, I don't see it though. Wait, hold on. Maybe.
Oh, wait, that might be my online status being screwy.
Oh. No, Dave, you're mid. I would like you to 1v1 meet soon. I'm not mid.
Manage trend settings. Yes. Okay. I forgot I changed that. Oh, woo, Splatoon 3 and quicker comm errors. Forgot about that. I remember the days where I could check and not get instantly comm errored.
The good old days of Splatoon 2.
The good old
The
days.
good old days.
In quotes.
In quotes. There we go. See the room up.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. Someone pick a mode.
Well,
Sure.
you should put the here we go. Put the pass in
Sure.
stream match. Oh, many
Did I?
things. Alright. I really don't know what weapon to play. So if chat could choose a weapon, if not, I'll just... That's a mistake, right? having chat choose my weapon. Pro? Okay,
Where'd I
I saw
go?
pro. Do I
Hello?
have pro? I don't think I even have pro. Wait! Hold on, I don't think I have pro. Wow, I don't even have pro. Alright. Oh, alright, I see
Yeah,
Slosher next. Alright, I go Slosher then. I don't have pro.
Okay,
It's
so do we
fine.
want to do all random, or do we want to also have chat pick our stage.
I think chat should pick our stage. I'm extremely nervous, but we
I'm
should
waiting for
have chat pick our
something
stage.
stupid.
Sturgeon.
Okay, it's not horrible.
That's
We
not
don't
terrible.
I
but
don't
it's
want to
not
be
the best.
here, but it's not bad. It's my honest
I'm
opinion
not the
here.
on deck screen. Oh my god.
Okay,
All
elemental.
right.
Looks good.
What's the mode? Okay, Clan Blitz. Okay.
Clan Blitz, 'cause it's the
We're going for
longest.
kills.
I guess logically, that's what I would assume.
Okay. I don't. Huh. Okay. Wait. Because there's not going to be a disadvantage. So.
Hopefully not.
Well, no. I'm you know.
If the,
I'm just
if
thinking out
there
loud,
is,
my
I'm
friend.
suing my if there is, I'm suing my ISP.
All right. Oh man. All right.
This is gonna be a scuffed build.
This is about to be the most insane match anyone has ever.
For the record, for a chat, I am Kaiser. I am a Splatana / Stamper 2-trick.
And I'm Div, a Slayer that has never really played Slosher in my entire Splatoon career. But here we are, and let's go. I'm absolutely
What
pumped.
is a Slasher? You know, I really should predict the firm link.
Yeah, I mean, you could have countered. But you know what?
really
You went with your
should've
heart, and
predicted
that's
that,
respectable.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I cannot get folded on screen on
Yeah.
stream whatsoever.
Hi, having fun over there? I saw that.
You know what? Yeah, having a lot of fun. Yep.
Would you have to be behind your basket? Because I saw you.
Oh, for real. So true.
Oh, come on. Almost hit you. That would have been hilarious.
Oh, that would have been. At that point, I would just quit my Splatoon comp career. Post a twit long.
You're dead.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? It's the beginning of the game. You know, 4 minutes left.
We have like another, what is it, like 4? Yeah. Actually, yeah, more like 8.
Guys, it's okay.
I'm back in. No.
Now, are you back now? Woo! All right, that's fine. You're weak. You're so weak. On.
Not really, I just already
You're
rehealed.
weak. No. No. Okay, hold on.
I'm just gonna stand here.
No, I don't think you should. That's. You know what?
You're dead.
Wow. That's. You know what, guys? I'm warming up. I haven't touched Splatoon since yesterday. You know, it's very important to warm up, guys. Make sure to warm your hands. While you guys warmed up your hands. That would have been really sad.
There you
If
are.
I die to a stamp in this 1v1, I will honestly, I don't know what I would do with myself.
This is a challenge to me now to get a kill using stamp.
That's not fair. I don't think that's fair. I think that's a
Or it's like
disadvantage.
a horrible correction. My apologies, I swear. Yeah.
I think that's a little bit of a disadvantage. Okay.
And I'm back.
Oh no! Okay. That's good. You know, I'm not a big fan of Torps. Don't like Torps. Never liked Torps. Was never a Torps fan to begin with.
Not the bomb right there.
Oh god, okay. It's alright. You take it slow. You know, you gotta take it slow. You know, sometimes you gotta take it slow. You know, you gotta take it one step at a time. You know, sometimes you're not gonna get.
You're gonna drop. I'm gonna combo you.
I'm not gonna drop. I think I know the disadvantage on that. Alright, hold on. Don't worry about it, guys. I got this, alright?
I'm gonna move to the, away from that. Also, peek the ledge.
I don't think I want to. I do see you in court. Oh, God!
There we go. Scholar simply.
That was terrible. That was, you know what? I'm leaving the competitive scene after this. Holy shit.
I'm gonna probably die here.
Oh my god. Oh
I ran
my
I
god.
was like, oh shoot, I'm screwed.
You know what? At this point, if I come up with at least like 1 kill, I'll be fine. I'll be so fine. I'll be completely fine. If I come out with just like 1 kill.
Okay, you
Can,
know,
like-
I
can, like-
won't play my main if you're just playing random weapons. I'm dead. I messed that up.
You know what? I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. How does that feel? Looking up at you, how does it feel? Yeah.
You weren't
I
even looking.
should
You weren't looking at me.
Yes, I was.
The camera
well.
was like bottom right corner.
Same thing. Same thing. I got 1 kill. You know what?
Weird.
I'm still good at the game.
Well,
I'm still good at the game. Oh, that's okay. You know that was pretty good. That was
How'd
pretty
that-
good.
Wait, what? I'm more confused how that killed. Like, I'm not upset. I'm more just confused. I got.
No,
two out of
I'm
that
pretty
somehow.
content. I'm pretty
You must have
content. You know
like-
what? That was fair.
Oh.
No, that was pretty fair. That was pretty fair.
Oh.
That was pretty
Yeah,
fair.
so I have to let chat pick my weapon after this.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. So, I'm running QR.
Yeah, see, this weapon would be nice if run speed affected it, but it doesn't, so...
The run speed debate.
I got way too cocky there.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. Alright, guys, I got like 300 more kills to go up to before we get tied. It's gonna be great times.
I mean,
Actually,
we could just play the game of, like, movement, where I just sort of swim around.
that's so true.
Oh, there you are.
I hate Torp. I hate Torp. I just hate
I just
the
saw
way
you, just because of, like,
it just-
you moving...
it functions. Alright, displacement, I guess, I assume, you know?
Yes, try
Chucking things. I don't know.
You happen to be
Not
climbing
really.
a bridge? Yeah, no, you're on the right.
No, I'm not. I was never
Oh, there
on
you
the
are.
bridge. No, not true. Not true at all. Oh!
Oh,
Not
that was
even-
hilarious. Whoop,
That
I
would
might
not
die.
been hilarious. That would have been, you know what? That would have not been hilarious. That would have been terrible. That
Oh,
would
yeah, I
have,
should
you know,
also note, for people who have not played Katana, Katana actually outranges most shooters, I believe. Well, most of your short-range shooters. My weapon does outrange. That was a dead giveaway.
oh, well,
And that's why I talk about Torp like it is in Splatoon 2. Scrap it.
I hate torpedoes so much. I can't, you know, this never happened. You know what?
Look, I deserve this because I was like a stamp.
True, but you know
leave
what?
that
It's
one
okay. You
thing
know what?
solid.
I'm taking it. God, you know what? Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm, right? Third time's a charm, right? Third time's a charm.
If you cannot tell, I also played a lot of Gamer.
My dad is stamped.
Oh,
Fourth
what the?
time. I'm leaving.
That was
I'm
laggy.
leaving the competitive scene. Guys, I'm really, guys. ITS, please don't kick me off, please. I can't, please. This isn't my peak. I haven't played Splatoon in 3 years, guys.
I should have
Oh.
lost that.
Oh my God, this is atrocious. This is a terrible 1v1. When will it all be over?
I don't know, probably like a minute or two.
True.
Ooh.
Oh no, please, I will give you $1. Okay.
$1. Okay,
Oh,
we shall be
thank
done
God.
in a bit.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank Jesus. Oh, thank God. Oh God, I'm not coming down. No.
I should
Absolutely
also
not.
confess, I don't
Absolutely
know how.
not.
I don't know. If
No,
you
I
know,
need to.
But I am a former Div 2.
Oh, of course, you know. And I'm a div.
I might
I don't
have to
fucking
mention
know.
that I'm an ex-Div 2 player.
Right, you know. So you know, I'm not bad, guys. I swear I'm not bad. This is you know, I'm not bad. I promise I'm not bad. I'm really not bad. I promise.
Done in about 30-ish seconds. If you think so.
Please,
I
please, please, I can't do this anymore. Please.
As you can tell, I'm a legend demon. I die there.
Okay,
Great.
that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Okay,
Considering I was out
that
of
was
ink,
good.
that was pretty good. And I have QR. Come on, baby. Feet to win. That's what I go by.
Match is done.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. That was
Okay,
terrible.
we should move on to our actual set now, instead of us
Oh,
using.
thank God. Jesus Christ. That was awful.
Wow, it's just me.
Oh, wow. That was awful. I'm not doing charger. We have our next match.
We have our actual
Thank
match.
God.
Oh my God. Okay,
That's
then.
terrible KD. That deserves to not be shared. With that being said,
Okay, moving on.
moving on, we will be streaming our next match. Hang in tight, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back very shortly with our next match.
I'm good whenever.
Oh. Yeah, whatever. Anderson.
Lead us in, Dev.
Oh, welcome back, everybody, to the first official stream match of From the Ink Up Splatoon 3. It is I, Div, alongside with my friend.
Hello, it is I, Kaiser.
Came back. We just came from a wonderful 1v1, took a little break, and now we are finally streaming our first match. It is Skill Issue versus Say Booyah Back. All right. I know Skill Issue, right, has been with us, is a returning team from the Ink Up. They've played with us in the past, and I believe Say Booyah Back is a new team. Really awesome. Really awesome. We're going right into the match here. I believe our first match will be on Splat Zone's Manta Maria. So we are. Wait. Oh, nope. Not Manta Maria.
I'm in this game.
Guys, it's ESL Rainmaker. Sorry for time for that. Let's look at the comps here. Kaiser, what do we think?
Well, give me a second. I'm currently waiting on. I have to pull up the stream.
Oh, right. Starting off strong, folks. Starting off strong. I do see a Hydra, Blaster, Rush, and Slosher coming from Skill Issue. Right now picking up the Rainmaker. So Hydra does have the Rainmaker. We do see this kind of stronghold of pushing. They pop Booyah, really trying to secure that first pedestal, getting a pick.
This might just be game here. Yep, that is
absolutely. Game. Just seeing them getting picked off here. Just Jet Squelcher up, and that's a KO. Wow, very fast. That's what you call your 30-second game. People think that having these pedestals as checkpoints would kind of slow the game down, but wow, Skill Issue just proved everyone wrong and just said, you know what, screw it, let's make it a 30-second game, and they gave it to us.
Indeed.
Yes.
Good. Alright, and... Okay, I'm back. So yes, after that... So yeah, really did not get much of a chance to say much about Ilta because how quick it was. So we shall have to. Well, actually, what is our next combo?
Our next combo will be Clam Blitz on Museum de Alfonso. So
the Alfonso, I love the
That's
stage, even though it's not as good as in S1.
well, considering that Clam Blitz wasn't in S1, it is interesting though. To see that clash, to see that little pillars on both sides of the map on everyone's on each side of the team, pillars move. You know, that is a function that will I believe will change the way this map will be played. The way you can access to their spawn, to not accessing to their spawn. I believe you know, having that the ability to kind of have these little gimmicks that that Museum has is really nice to have in Splatoon 3. Considering that we didn't have it in Splatoon 2, is really nice.
Yes. Museum, for those who have either not played it, who have been unfortunate enough to not play it yet, or haven't seen it, or you've probably seen it by now, but just to explain, Museum has 3 separate spinners. One on both plats and one in mid. So the one in mid can allow you to access their plat from mid, or I believe in Clam Blitz there's either a ramp or a block on the right side of plat that allows you to climb on there. I should confess, I have not actually yet seen Clam Blitz Museum.
Neither have I, but you know what? We're going in this together, Kaiser. I'm extremely excited to see what Clam Blitz has to offer. I wonder what the basket will be. I wonder what techniques and plays and what areas you need to hold in order to get a successful Clam Blam push. So we're heading right in to our last match for round 2. Almost the same comp for skill issue, while Say Booyah Back is going and opting for Flingza, Booyah, and Booyah Bomb from the Slosher, and I believe that is VDS.
That is VDS, correct. It's the only it's the only duelist bugger in the game right now.
That is very true, very, very true, my friend.
It is a ramp, so yes, that's what I figured. Okay, so with that, then you definitely... So, much like Clam Blitz as in Splatoon 2, you're gonna have a lot... especially here, you want to establish control of mid and start getting control of clams. And as you can see, I believe this is... this looks... I'm not sure what team we're currently expecting, because my brain's already forgotten.
I believe it's skill issue.
Yes, skill issue we are currently watching has demonstrated that perfectly.
Absolutely.
And they are getting actually a pretty strong first push, already under 50 in the first, 45 seconds of the match.
Absolutely, you see a Say Booyah Back trying to get back in, but they're just getting they keep getting kicked off. Right now, what Say Booyah Back needs to do is just to regroup and build special. Right now, they cannot afford to get kicked off here. It's Clam Blam 101. You know, whenever you're defending your own basket, you have to throw lethals and build for special. That is the only way you're able to gain that area back.
Indeed, that is really the deal. And I believe that ball actually does go in. I don't know. You could throw it from over there, behind the pillow.
Absolutely. Do remind you that Splatoon 3 does offer now 8 clams to be made into a Clam Blam ball. We do see skill issue throwing in a clam, not getting it in right now. They're still at 33. This is still anyone's game, ladies and gentlemen. No lead in Clam Blam is safe.
There are good pushes, but yes, there are, especially in Splatoon 3, with the way the game seems to be heading so far, it is a very fast-paced game, and you can come back from basically any push in no time.
Exactly. The weapons here in Splatoon 3 offer such a fast, more tackle play that Splatoon 2 has to offer. For example, Blasters was not that mainstream in Splatoon 2, but once Splatoon 3 hit, and the incredible blast radius and aim that this blaster has, it has become almost a part of the Splatoon 3 current meta.
Yes, that and Machine have both reestablished themselves like they did back in early Splatoon 2 metas.
Alright, we do see skill issue pushing in once again. We do see this consistency of pushes that skill issue is putting in right now. It is very important though that when you keep consistent pushes up, you have to uphold them, because if you are able to give as as many cities as you can to the opposing team and lose control of your side of your Clam Blam basket, it can lead to a reverse. And, that is not typical. That is not what you want. We do see that Say Booyah is gaining a lot of this control right now. Crab tank being popped, getting a pick.
Does find a pick, too. No, it does get popped because Crab does. Well, it can't tank a lot. It can't tank everything. And Blaster? Question mark.
Blaster question mark indeed. This Blaster is trying to defend their little I believe we call it spinners. Spinner or little pillar, whatever you want to call it. But they, oh my God, Save We Back does get their push denied. And they're immediately going in again for the push. This is what you would call a stagger. Having just the purple team, Save We Back, just have to being conflicted between fighting for the basket and pushing in, and that's game.
Yeah, once again, it is with Clamblitz. It is a case of you want to definitely keep a strong control of mid, because that's where the majority of your clams are going to be.
Absolutely.
Skills you did demonstrate quite beautifully, holding and defending.
Absolutely. That double dab coming in strong from Skill Issue, and we are in with a 3-0. Skill Issue taking the set. Wonderful games. Many thanks to Skill Issue and Say Booyah Back for being on stream. And really just good games overall. Kaiser, any comments?
Not really, unfortunately at current, but I will. Not like off the top of my head.
All right, that's okay. Well, thank you for Skill Issue and Say Booyah Back for being on stream, being our first Splatoon 3 match stream from the Ink Up. Or other way around. You know what I mean. But with that being said, we will hop off, and we will see you in round 3, final round of bracket. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody, to round 3 of the brackets for From the Ink Up, Splatoon 3. I am your commentator, Div, alongside with...
Hello, it is I, Kaiser Still.
And right now, blanking out. That's what's happening right now. We
Right now,
have...
we're getting ready to watch round 3, which is Calamity versus... If I could read
Kraken
names wrong.
Spears.
Kraken
All
Spears.
right. These two teams, they have some players that are new, some players that are not. I do believe that in Calamity we have Ween, which I believe they played Carbon in Splatoon 2. So you might see some Carbon action, which is really
showed up
interesting.
quite a lot in Flutie tournaments, so...
Absolutely, absolutely. Right now, we are going to take it to a classic Splat Zones on Ink Blot Art Academy. What are we thinking?
We're back here. I still don't like Ink Blot.
What? I thought Ink Blot was good. Had a lot of ledges. You know, you are the ledge demon after all, aren't you?
I still don't like it. I didn't like it in S2, don't like it here. It has like one way to push in.
That's
Either
very
that or you're fighting on low ground, so it's like not very fun.
Very, very true. Very, very true. It is a Splatoon 2 classic, so, you know, players coming in from Splatoon 2 will have a familiar setting to play with for this.
All too familiar for some of us.
All familiar for some of us. Really hoping to see some Carbon action here. You know, Carbon in Splatoon 3. Haven't been seeing them a lot. However, when I do, they tend to be really, really good in terms of their sharking skills and ledge skills. Hoping to see that. Like I said, 2 new teams, all new faces, and that is what we're all about here at From the Ink Up. So I'm extremely excited for Splat Zones, Ink Blot. Personally, I'm not a big fan of Splat Zones, just because of how pressure-based it is. Once you get zoned, you got to push up and hold that pressure for as much as you can before that timer gets to 0. And sometimes that pressure can crack, it can break, from a pick to specials to anything at all. So it's very important to have a comp oriented towards holding pressure once you cap zone.
Ink also has where basically after you get mid, you want to push their plat as soon as possible.
Absolutely. Plat is one of the important holds of the map itself. It basically gives them less space to play off of, meaning that they're going to have to go through their tree, which is not an ideal space to push out of. So
Fighting on low ground to high ground, which is never a fun fight.
Absolutely.
To go over a ledge.
Absolutely, with Carbon. And, you know, the ledge demon, ledge sharking, all of that good jazz. But with that being said, we should be heading into our battle very, very shortly. We just have our players choosing weapons and all that good stuff. I'm really looking forward to the weapon diversity that we may come across for this match. Blasters, sloshers, shooters, chargers. Chargers have been so impactful during the first months of Splatoon 3. Especially E-Leader.
Is so prevalent.
Absolutely. Back in Splatoon 2, we didn't even see chargers because of missiles. But now that there's weapons and specials that can compensate, exactly, Ink Vac, chargers can now thrive. And personally, for me, I'm having a harder time combating chargers than in Splatoon 2.
And chargers are basically. I don't. I deal with chargers the same way I handle everything. Too much confidence.
Too much confidence, indeed. I think that's probably
occasionally.
Exactly. I think that's probably one of the best, or not the best. That is one of the worst ways to go into a charger matchup. Being cocky is definitely not the way to go. I think that right there would just settle your deathbed right there. Write your will and just call it a day once you go in there cocky. Chargers. Yep.
Or alternatively, just throw a hammer at them. Because it's not good for anything else.
Absolutely. I can concur. I can confirm. Not that I've experienced anything with hammers in the past 30 minutes, but I can concur. But you know what?
I know all too much about hammer at this point.
And I've experienced that knowledge of hammer, but we're not going to go into that. Moving on. Let's talk about some stronghold specials in Inkblot for Splatoon 3. What are we thinking, Kaiser? What are some specials that can work on Inkblot? What are some specials that can't work on Inkblot?
Let's see, I think... Well, one of the usual staples from S2, I will say Booyah is still quite good. It's not as strong as it was in S2, but it can still be used. And I definitely say another major one will be Bubbler. Being able to just throw up basically a temporary, not permanently invincible, but basically a way of holding getting cross slick a bit easier.
Absolutely. I believe also that Trizuka is very, very good. Right. What I'm saying. They're both the same thing.
Trizuka could also be prevalent, but I don't think in Splat... depends on if they have backline or not, which they probably will, so potentially Trizuka can be helpful. It's not just hitting your shots.
Absolutely.
I definitely will say we potentially will see a machine. We could see a reflux.
A reflux, you know what? I really hope that the reflux isn't going to be focused on missiles. If they are, that's completely fine. I'm just not a big fan of missiles coming in from Splatoon 2. Missiles has just been a special that's kind of made the game less fun. But you know what? All these players here are new. Not new, but they're, some of these players we've never seen before, considering that they're, new to the competitive scene and all that good jazz. Experimenting with specials is very, very important in low level because it helps you find your weapon pool and what you're comfortable with. So if we see some wonky weapons and we see some players, going for spams and all that, it's all in the heart of, finding your weapon class and finding the way you feel the best in playing Splatoon 3.
Correct. Which reminds me of another potential special we could be seeing. We could be seeing Tentacooler because of that slick, but I don't think really, because Tentacooler isn't... Because if you're running Ninja Squid, you do not want to have a Tentacooler effect on you, because it gives you away very easily.
Exactly. That's probably one of the most biggest downsides of Tacticooler, is that little marker indication. I use Ninja Squid to play Slayers, and when I have that marker with Tacticooler, it's a dead giveaway, and it's a stalemate until I have to wait it out and then go in for picks and fights. So Tacticooler can be good and bad, so you have to use it wisely. I do see people using Tacticooler as a way to block shots, which is very, very clever. And that's really what's beautiful about this game. Is finding ways outside of the special, outside of the sub, for more benefits, for more advantages. I would have never thought in a million years of using the actual Tacticooler itself to block shots.
Mhm.
That is very
I,
true.
uh,
Very, very true. You know, so it's amazing.
I believe I was there when that was first being discovered, relatively.
Wow,
Like, I was
really?
vaguely part of that, I think.
Wow.
That might have been something else.
Very interesting. Wow, wow, wow. Look at you! Finding the Splatoon 3 meta. Very nice. Very, very nice. Let's see, what else can we talk about here? You know, let's see, what are some specials that can't work on Inkblot? Well, let's be real. All specials can work, but like, what's the
All
special that
specials
can't
can.
that wouldn't really be fit for Inkblot?
The only real weird one I could see being odd to work with would be Crab.
Crab. I agree as well. Crab needs space. Crab needs a lot of space to work with when shooting outwards. So, you know, with the way that Inkblot has had like a lot of these high lows and trees and all that stuff, Crab isn't going to necessarily be optimally popped in certain areas except for that tower in mid. So, you know, it's important to use your specials optimally.
Well, I see a couple spots on plat where you can use Crab to your advantage, but
I see. Okay, very, very true. Actually, I do see a tower in mid. I do see that little mushroom or
the
tree
clams,
in your
clams,
flat.
yeah.
Yes.
Clams, whatever you want to call it.
Exactly. Maybe even their little snipe or attic.
Yeah, that's just
Near to their spawn.
But even then,
you
it's
know,
a very
that's-
awkward spot to be at.
Exactly,
So.
and that's you like breaking into their base. You know, and you know, spot zones. It can be a game of just one complete 30-second KO, or it can be a game of back and forth. And that's really what the beauty is. It's about competitive versus, you know, turf war. A lot of competitive game modes are revolved around kind of steps that you have to take in order to get into the position that you are right now, the state, the strategy that you are in right now. While with turf war, it's a 30-second flip-flop where it's like, hey, you have 30 seconds to paint. Well, your wife, now those, you know, 2.5 minutes that you spent painting, you just lost because, you know, you had a wipe. And that's what's really fun about competitive.
Here's actually my argument for that, though.
Oh, okay.
Same thing happens in ranked.
That's very true. That is very
And
true.
to
But
be
I will
fair,
say
in that
it
mode,
happens less
like
frequently.
4 minutes,
though.
30.
I say though it happens less frequently, and it's
It
not.
does happen less, but it does.
It happens less frequently, you know, and that comes with obviously different skill levels. So in lower level, you may find it more frequently for, you know, people to kind of have, you know, 4 minutes and 30 seconds of, you know, being the best at defending and scoring, and then 30 seconds up, they all get wiped, and you know the team has a really good push. But as the skill level goes up, it comes in less frequently. You know, and it's all you know. It has so many factors, like, you know, feeding, even being nervous for the last 30 seconds. I remember in my days where I had to combat overtime, and I was so nervous for losing the lead. You know, as a low-level player, so a lot of it also comes in with just, you know, emotional things, psychological things, and that just shows and just opens a lot of the vast world of competitive, and specifically competitive Splatoon. It's really interesting to see the way, you know, people think about the game and how people, you know, feel about the game, and it's really awesome to see people just, you know, come together and congregate and just build these amazing techniques and ideas. Very, very beautiful.
Indeed, Splatoon is definitely a very, it's very technical. There's a
Yeah,
lot to learn,
absolutely.
and with Splatoon 3, as more stuff gets discovered, it only raises the floor and ceiling.
Absolutely. You know, it's just really interesting. You know, me and you are two different people. You know, we play the same game, but we think of it so differently because we play different weapons and all that stuff. So when we congregate together and we talk and we share these ideas, they spread, you know, to everyone that we know. And it's what makes us better players. It what makes us, you know, better human beings at the end of the day. You know, and in low level specifically, you're going to be focused on being better, you know, mechanically. But as you go up in that ranks of divisions, you're going to find yourself coming with a lot of mental, you know, stuff and all that good jazz. But as I say that, we are finally entering in our first match on Zones Inkblot. Oh my god, how are we feeling?
still hate this map.
Dang, I thought that conversation would make you change your mind. All
No.
right, here we go. Kraken Spears versus Calamity.
And there is the
Alright.
E leader on both sides, actually. And the
Wow, very good. No, is that a carbon? That is a carbon. Oh my god. Thank
We
you.
have found
Let's
it.
get some carbon action in here. All right.
So we're
Go.
actually seeing double crab on the side of what appears to be. We see double crab on the side of that would be Kraken Spear, I think.
Kraken Spears. Okay.
believe
I believe it's Kraken Spears too. Yes, Kraken Spears. Kraken Spears is paint.
And here's the
okay.
first crab, and ooh, and it gets instantly annihilated by, I'm not sure, but actually gets a trade at least, by the looks of it.
All right. Right now we're in a 2v2
here
situation
we're-
between Kraken Spears and Calamity. All right, 3v3 now. Looks like Zone is trying to, they're stalling Zone right now. It's really iffy on who's gonna get Zone. Junior from Calamity pops. Ooh, gets picked up by a bomb.
Yeah, and we can see once again classic E-Plot, where we have just leaders and juniors 2v2ing.
Absolutely. You see those two E-leaders going eye and eye together, trying to pick each other off. You see the E-leader shot in the same spot that E-leader is for Calamity and Kraken Spears. Basically, almost kind of like a 1v1 for E-leaders right about now. Nothing else, nothing more, am I right?
Yeah, and both of these are slowly getting closer to picking off one or getting a trade. But I think they both.
All right, scores are getting close. Yeah, scores are getting close, 77 to 76.
Carbon
really good pick.
It's trying to pick.
Wow.
It's going for the crab, but it will probably get. It might find the. Ooh, unfortunately, almost finds the trade, but just barely misses.
Barely misses indeed. All right, we do see We do see Crab being popped out from the side of Calamity, getting a pick there. This is their time to push in and get zoned. Right now, what Calamity needs to focus on.
Either jumped out.
Absolutely, and that is their cue to push up into their plat. With the resources and things that they have, the Carbon, the Splash, the Junior, they need to work together in order to gain their plat. Kraken Spears has two specials up. We see this Carbon electrocute beautifully. Oh my goodness.
Unfortunately, gets wobble combo by Wavemaker and a bomb.
Wow, not the wobble combo, because the wobble combo just wiped them all out. All right, we see Kraken Spears going in for zone. Right now they're painting up. Right now it's 46 to 51. Game could be anybody's. You see this equivalent. They're all right. Wow, the Carbon.
Here we see the trade coming out from the Carbon and the Flash.
Absolutely.
Leader set up the top mid, meaning that is quite it's a powerful position. But if that other leader and the other leader just found the pick, as I was about to say.
Commentators curse indeed, my friend. All right.
And crab.
Crab. Yep, that's it. Just crab. Just crab indeed.
Crab is a interesting special. I want to take a moment to talk about it real quick. Crab can actually be used for both. Aggro can actually be used to save your life, much like Baller can, if popped at its correct timing. It can be used to just roll away.
Absolutely.
Absolutely,
I agree. I use Crab all, majority of the time to get myself out of sticky situations, and it works wonders. All right, we do see the Splash on Calamity trying to go in for the pick for the Crab.
And the Carbon went up there with him, finds the pick, the Splash, one of the Splashes on Calamity, and the Carbon do end up trading.
Absolutely. Right now we do see one person on, I believe, Calamity popping Crab. This is last ditch effort right now. They're going in for zone, trying to stall zone right now. Oh, they do get it, and they do get zone with the 1 coin.
And all right, and that is almost a full wipe on the side of
I believe that's Calamity.
Yes.
Calamity, yes. All right. Right now, what Kraken Spears needs to do is to hold. And right now, that's the leader on Calamity. I believe that Crab. All right. What Kraken Spears needs to focus on right now is focusing on just building special and holding. Right now, 2 down on a side of Kraken Spears. Calamity, wow.
3 down on the side. The bomb almost finds the leader.
And that is the delayed wipe.
Combo does find the leader. Here we see
that is a delayed wipe.
One Splash is going around for a fight. They might be trying to get top mid or get something out
of
it.
Right now.
Come of it.
Right now, we do see from the side of Kraken Spears the last ditch effort, trying to go in for zone. With 20 seconds left, they really have to make something happen here.
Ooh, I think even if they push now, they're not going to have enough time to paint the zone.
Ooh, and looks like that game goes to the side of Calamity. Game 1, Splat Zones. Inkbot Army goes to Calamity. That was a very, very, very balanced game. I have to say so myself. Zone flipped back. Lead was very close from 77 to 76 to 41 to 51. It was very, very close.
Indeed, it was. It was
At the end
close,
of the
but I
day-
think towards the end, Calamity just kind of knew what they
Absolutely.
wanted to do to secure
Absolutely,
the win.
absolutely. You know what? I love seeing the E-Leader. I loved seeing that carbon pop out. Thank you so much, Weem, for playing that carbon. Very beautiful carbon action you saw there. Lead sharking, all of that good jazz. My goodness.
Indeed. And now we're heading on to
On to tower control on Mahi. Okay, listen.
Mahi. What they do to you?
Personally, I'm a mahi enjoyer. I like mahi. I love mahi. Listen.
I hate it in Clan Blitz.
Okay, Clan Blitz, yeah, because like mid is like 1 centimeter, but
The one
that's okay. You know
that's
what?
giving it too much space.
I'm giving it too much credit, aren't I?
Yeah, mid is more like 1 millimeter.
Yeah. Okay, but you know what? I think that's what makes Clan Blitz more fun, more like more awesome. With Mahi. But you know what? Mahi indeed is a very interesting map. It is surrounded by water all over. So if you feel like you need to take a swim,
Well,
go take a swim, my friend.
I would hope surrounded by water. It is a resort after all.
It is a resort. I mean, it is.
That'd be a pretty
Mahi
bad resort if it didn't have water.
Right, be a little bit concerned if my local resort is going to have water. Concerning food,
But yeah,
water. But you know what? Moving on.
TC on this map it's better.
I'd
hate
say
the fact
it's
that the
one of the
tower
better
at
maps.
first
I
starts
agree.
off over water.
Personally,
reminds
I
me
like that gimmick. I like that water gimmick with tower. I don't know.
Reminds
It
me
makes.
of movement in S1.
I think it makes tower less approachable, right? Which would be an advantage for someone with tower. But you know what? People have different opinions. Personally, I think Tower Mahi is really fun. It's really nice. I like the layout of the map. So we're diving into Mahi Tower. We have Blaster, Carbon on Team of Calamity, and Blaster, and VDS on Kraken Spears. So very interesting comps here.
I believe
We
we're
see Blaster
seeing
popping out
a
from both
couple
sides.
ninja squid on the carbon and on the I believe the gal also has ninja squid, if I recall correctly.
Gal, okay.
Here we can see the
Whoa!
Here we can see this would be, if I could see for 2 seconds, I believe that was Kraken Spears has found free. Nope, yeah, Kraken Spears found free on their opening push, which is huge.
Wow, that is very important.
As
That
actually on this map,
may
I believe you
take
can
them-
get through everything in like, I think that you can.
Oh my
can
God.
Get from you get from like 100 to 40 in like 14 seconds, something like that.
Oh my
Or
goodness,
not-
Kraken Spears,
that
holy
far, but
crap.
yeah.
They're just picking them up. Kraken Spears is picking Calamity off. Oh my goodness, wow. We just see
This is-
Calamity really trying to break in here, but they
Another
just getting picked off. It's gonna be a tough
The
one,
junior is
folks.
trying to come and the carbon has pushed power, and that is just the blaster left on just the side of Kraken Sphere, meaning it is now Calamity's turn to get back and push. In my
Alright, we
opinion,
do see
they
the
do
delayed
have
light
more
on the side of Kraken Spears.
They do have the more favorable layout, in my opinion, with the way it's now raised.
I agree as well, I
They
agree.
also have their bubble ready, meaning they can do a lot, but unfortunately 2 of them do go down at a pretty crucial moment where you need it to live, and Killer Well comes in and cleans up the junior.
Alright. That was very close with Kraken Spears and the way that they were almost able to make it a complete KO. However, Calamity found a way to break back in, which is very, very good. Like you said before, now that the tower path doesn't have water, this may be in favor of Calamity. Right now, what Calamity needs to focus on is getting picks and just pushing up and sustaining that push and holding that pressure. One does go down on the side of Calamity.
The carbon now is like the two flank.
Yep.
But
Wow, Carbon
but
gets
it did
picked.
find the gal. But unfortunate, both Carbon and Jim, and holy mother of the play action.
That's a lot of intensify action. Oh my goodness. Do you need that much?
No.
Well, apparently this one does. So, alright, here we go. Kraken Spears going in for holding on to tower in their advantage. Calamity bombing the crap out of that tower. Right now, 2v2 situation between the two teams.
It is a range versus range and a junior something. And like a junior again.
Close enough, my friend. Close enough.
And the Tetra does find the blaster. Is trying to find a pick on the Gal. Almost gets the Gal, but someone does clean it up for him. And unfortunately, rolls right back into the killer well, leaving just the junior in mid to. And the Carbon just says no.
Denied indeed. You know what, Kaiser? I've been noticing that both teams have just been able to kind of put each other at a 4v1 situation, picking off the other three members. And it kind of shows the balance that these two teams has, which is amazing to see here, because it shows that either team has a chance to win.
Yeah, definitely. It's. I would just say if I had to go based off what I'm seeing, my bets are probably more on Kraken Spear for winning this, considering the way the flank is kind of encountering Calamity and whatever that bubble was.
Absolutely. But then again, Kaiser, they we see Calamity denying them every time they try to push in more deeper into their base when they have tower in their possession. So I am still rooting for both of these teams, but I do think Calamity can bring it back with the way that they're right now picking everybody off.
I would say they can definitely bring this back, as they are currently in a 3v2 situation, which is where you want to be. And the Carbon does have its cast ready, and they have broke check, which is not bad.
Not bad. We do see 2 down on the side of Calamity right now. Right now, what Calamity needs to focus on. Oh, pick goes down on the side of Calamity.
Great, but that's not what. That's probably not what you want. One right now if you are Calamity.
Absolutely.
You definitely want to be getting kills and maintaining your life.
You're
coming down to that last 30 seconds.
Oh, yep. I was gonna say what Calamity needs to focus on right now is gaining mid control. We see this Tetra's going in. I mean, that is the Tetra's job. I hope they are running QR. It's a little bit too early to push tower. They need to focus on building special because they need to get into their spawn area in order to save the tower.
Doing its best to camp the ledge, and the Tetras trying to get the flank off, just barely doesn't make it, and that is free down on the side of Calamity.
Oh, and that will be a wipeout with the game going to Kraken Spears. Wow. That was a very interesting game. Not a complete knockout, but seeing that little flip-flop between... Yep, seeing that flip-flop between, the 1v3, the 1v4 between the two teams was very, very interesting. Also, very fun to watch. Right now it's a tie. This would be game point for either team.
Yeah, definite. I'll say that match, both teams did a really good job of just kind of keeping the other in a position where no one could really do that much.
Absolutely.
Because I would say the paint because of what the junior and the gal's paint combined would definitely help stuff out the Carbon being able to move as freely. But,
I agree. I absolutely agree.
But on the other hand, Calamity having their aggro Carbon Tetra could have also worked. I personally think just Mahi was not the place for it.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Anyways, with that, we're heading on to our final round onto our final match of this set, which is.
It is Rainmaker on Scorch Forge.
Ooh, Scorch. Okay. I have some things to say about this map.
Let us know.
Tentacooler. Great.
Oh, really?
Don't
Okay.
push left.
Don't push left.
Unless you have Tentacooler.
Exactly. That great area, though it is the quote-unquote, probably the easiest way to go in.
Route.
It's, the fast route. You don't want to take it. I see people compare it to Kelp Dome. And I
totally it's great. You definitely only want to take that route if the other team has an opening wipe.
Exactly. But other than that, Scorch Gorge really it just reminds me so much of Kelp Dome. The trauma I'm getting is insane. But you know, Rainmaker, Scorch Gorge, we have two checkpoints you got to go through. So
Either one
without
from the
further
grate,
ado,
one from the ramp.
exactly. So without further ado, game point: Calamity versus Kraken Spears. Let's see who takes this game home.
No. All right, and we are seeing from the side of Calamity, we are seeing a shot, a try, a range, and a junior. Meaning they are basically full aggro.
Absolutely, I think this is our first try that we've seen all game, or all stream actually. And the side of Kraken Spears opting to go, I believe that is triple shooter with the BDS. Like you said, tacticaler for the side of Kraken Spears, tactically being really good. Ooh.
And Trizuka coming out. This is gonna give Calamity the either opening first push, which is gonna get them 2 checkpoints. Not quite through it yet, but close. And
Close enough.
And Soda has now been deployed. They do get another pop. Can they get through the check? I do not think so. And Trizuka.
Wow, that was a really good dude. Yeah, this Zuka is just popping off right now. Ooh, but we do see that 1B.
They're gonna try and get it a bit further. Unfortunately, is not able. The shot is not able to, and does backs out, but does still find a trade on the other shot.
Absolutely, that would be a delayed wipe we have on the side of Calamity. Kraken Spears painting up here. We see the Splash going in for a pick, but getting picked off in a 2v1 situation.
And we can see a try is close to its pack, meaning Calamity might be getting ready for another push. They do have bubble. They are close to try. I mean, not try. Pack,
Whoa.
but never mind. Trizuka being the god it is, and just
We have
right back to the bomb.
a lot of Trizuka players here that are mastering their craft right now. Insane. Right now, Calamity, they have 1 off respawn, 1 down, 2 down, 1 off respawn. This is their time to go.
Okay, so you can tell that wanted to go through grades, but that bomb stopped them from doing so.
Absolutely, and like you said, Kaiser, you know, popping tactics and then going to that grates would have been a wow wipeout. Okay, wow, I don't know. Calamity just Kraken Spears got a wipeout. Okay, so that basically means their push is denied. Whoa. Okay. Whoa.
That special is nuts.
Apparently so. These people are just popping off with Zuka. Oh my goodness. Holy crap.
The
right
shot,
in front of my face.
With that shot,
Wow.
trying to push in, trying to find more picks. It's currently in a freebie one. Does find one. Can it find another? Tries to squidwell in 180. Ah, you love stuff like that happen.
Absolutely. I love seeing the bravery of players. Very, very nice. We see them running that Rainmaker.
Getting another 8 points on the board. And I believe that it might be getting more if they can get the pop. The pack does come out. The try almost dying to a bomb on shield. Dying to the bomb on the shield.
Indeed. You do see that try though, shooting on that top right area, and that is, I believe, one of the most important areas of Scorch Gorge when you're trying to gain an advantage, is denying that top right area. Once you cannot deny that top right area, you might as well just play for mid, because that top right area gains so much access because it's so high compared to the other surrounding terrain.
You definitely need a force special that can pressure up there.
Absolutely.
And the shot is gonna fall to a bomb from the junior, who's gonna push up and probably just get more paint. Maybe might try and find a pick if it can.
Absolutely.
Almost walks back to a bomb.
Indeed. You know,
Picking fights wisely is not trying to fight via VDFs.
very smart. They got a pick. Right now, what we see Calamity doing is just trying to, uphold their lead. It's not a big lead, but they're holding
It's not
it.
a big lead. Almost forcing to pass check. Almost anything can. But the pack finding a nice direct on that VDS, and they also find another kill on the splash. Meaning Calamity's coming in a very good spot to just hold.
Absolutely. I would. Will try does go down, but right now they're still looking to hold this space that they have. Like you said, Kaiser, not a big lead, but they're gonna have to take it with 30 seconds down on the clock. Zook is popped. Let's see if he can get another meaty kill. Ooh.
Hello.
Oh,
And that's 3 down on the side of Calamity.
that is a wipe on the side of Calamity. No way.
And this is exactly what a Kraken Spears need. In order to get lead, they might be able to do it, assuming nothing, and they do take the lead. And the Junior is, the V is trying to survive all the bombs and is now a 1v1.
Oh, no. Wait, it's overtime.
It is overtime. But they do not have much on to pop it. They probably have about 20 seconds at most. They
Oh my god.
Meaning we are prolonged for another minute at maximum.
Alright, well, let's see what Calamity can do with the time that they have. One goes down on the side of Kraken Spears.
That is 3 down.
Oh my god.
Spears. This is the time. This is your time to go left, actually. But I think the zap is over there, so it's probably smart to just go right.
Yeah. We see the Rainmaker trying to solo, pushing itself, getting denied with these bombs. Its foot being painted. One goes down.
Halfway through overtime. But it's not over
Alright,
yet.
someone behind.
This
This is CDS? No way. Can CDS get the kick? No! Oh!
Just in
so
time.
close.
Just in time to hold that lead.
That
Just what we were talking about earlier.
that was a game that left me on the side of my seat. That was very, very close. Almost winnable on the side of Calamity. But the VDS was able to pick off the Rainmaker, giving the game to Kraken Spears, and giving round 3 of brackets to the Kraken Spears. Good games all around. That was very, very amazing to watch. I've never seen anything like that in Splatoon 3. My goodness. Thank you, Kraken Spears and Calamity, for giving us 3 beautiful games. My god, my heart is racing.
Alright then, and with that concludes groups, I believe.
That does conclude groups. Indeed. With that being said, we are going to be moving on to, I believe, wait, was I using brackets the entire time? I think I was using brackets the entire time. I'm really good at English. That was groups, ladies and gentlemen. We will be moving on to brackets with Ikar and Day on mic. Please stay tuned. These two are amazingly talented at what they do. They know their stuff. Stay tuned. And with that, I am Div with my fellow friend. There we go. And we'll be signing off. Thank you for your support. Stay tuned and happy spotting.
Hey, just shine on me. Okay, 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 okay. I've been stuck inside my head from November to May, but now I got these blue skies, palm trees, new eyes. Y'all can take the green stuff. I'll be on a view high, new vibe. And it feels just like the old me. Back when I was younger, undercover, feeling so free. Ghost you, but you better never ghost me. I'm an introvert, but man, this weather's got me hosting. All the best in life for free. So why not me? So why not me? Never did I have to ask the sun to shine on me, shine on me. All the best in life for free. So why not me? Why not me? Never did I have to ask the sun to shine on me. Hey, to shine on me. Hey, this that fire. Sunshine, so grab a visor. Peter Piper picked up back of switches and a lighter. Ha, getting higher? Now, right now we're getting higher. Sunny D got us like Icarus, except much drier. My confession, sunshine is my obsession. You'd have probably noticed you're way too possessed by your possession. You just hit that scrolling. I'm going to a place where I don't have to deal with loading in the terms and conditions. I'm concerned with the traditions while the fake be taking pictures, all the lonely taking pictures. We say that we're all Christians, still got hatred in our vision. We're just kids running through life and comparisons. Our decisions, check the scriptures. Wake up, breathe, relax, remember, ayy, there's way more to life than getting retweets on your Twitter, ayy, baby. Put your phone down, put your phone down, put your phone down. All the best in life for free, so why not me? So why not me? Never did I have to ask the sun to shine on me, shine on me. All the best in life for free, so why not me? Why not me? Never did I have to ask the sun to shine on me.
Hold up. Been a while since I've been hold up. Need a hero, no one shows up. Guess I do it on my own, cause I'm sick of waiting like how come? I gotta accept this outcome. Guess I gotta show them how it's done. I cannot just sit around, cause I'm instigating. I've been staring at a screen for some inspiration. I've been looking for new means of some misbehaving. We don't say what was me in this situation. We do not get complacent, a bitch complaining. I got a whole lot of free time on my hands. Goddamn if I goof off and waste it again. Look, I'm still making moves, staying right where I am. The fuck is the game, boy, if you don't try to advance? Cause you off your tracks, you feeling trapped. You want it back, I feel ya. You wear no mask, you think you last. Now that's a bad idea. Why leave your past? You getting mad, you can do that right here. So when you ask me where I'm at, I stay home.
Now all I need, so
I stay home.
call up my people.
I stay home.
Just trust I see you.
I stay home. Shit, I stay home. Shit, I stay home.
Won't be like before.
I stay home.
I take a detour.
I stay home.
Don't sleep like emo.
I stay home. Shit, I stay home. Shit, I stay home. Wait up. Been tired of all the same stuff. Staying inside just ain't fun. It's not fair, I have to stay put. Well, so does everyone else, bitch. I don't understand why you being so selfish. We need everybody to help us. You think it don't affect you cause you're young and you're healthed up. You think that you don't have to cause you're old and you're reckless. Yeah, I don't get why you entitled as fuck. Especially with this, you don't have to try very much. Instead of tying it up, you just whine and you fuss. I wanna just get them to see it isn't I, but it's us. Damn, you off your tracks, you feeling trapped. You want it back, I feel ya. You wear no mask, you think you last. Now that's a bad idea. Why leave your past? You getting mad, you can do that right here. So when you ask me where I'm at, I stay home.
Now all I need, so
I stay home.
call up my people.
I stay home.
Just trust I see you.
I stay home. Shit, I stay home. Shit, I stay home.
Won't be like before.
I stay home.
I take a detour.
I stay home.
Don't sleep like emo.
I stay home. Shit, I stay home. Shit, I stay home. You off your tracks, you're feeling trapped. You want it back, I feel ya. You win.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first Splatoon 3 from the Ink Up tournament. My name is Day, and I am joined here by my partner, Ikar.
Hello, I'm Ikar. We are very, very excited to have you guys here for the bracket part of this tournament. If this is your first tournament, welcome. If you're a regular, welcome. Here's hoping that everybody who's made it this far does well in bracket, and we get to see some good matches.
Yeah, I am excited to have this opportunity finally for a new game, and especially a low-level tournament, to have this kind of new format. Because of all the new weapons and new options, these low-level teams will especially be going at today.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to see some new and exciting stuff. We're going to see some more strategies that are being made on the fly, some more interesting weapon picks that are being made on the fly. A lot of new stuff, a lot of experimentation. So that's what this kind of this early stage of the game is all about. So I'm really, really excited to see that.
And our first match for you here today will be Nerf Reef Slider versus Unlucky 4.
Okay, so first of all, Nerf Reef Slider. We love the name. We love to see it. Versus Unlucky 4, another fantastic name. I'm really, really I have been very, very impressed and very, very humored by a lot of the team names. Booyah Back has been a favorite of mine. It's great to see you guys here. And yeah, let's talk about anything that we might potentially see in the set.
I do know Paulo from Nerf Reef Slider did take FTIU once by storm with that brush of his, and with that new Zipcaster, I feel like that's going to be a major component in how this team plays. They are going to be making plays, and they're going to be looking through just to see how they can play. And as I say this, I'm getting an update now that Reef Slider is 3/4 Pufferfish Party, which, if you guys may not know, were previously FTIU Week 19 winners.
Yeah, with that being said, we are going to, it seems, immediately jump into our first game. But yeah, we've got some past FTIU winners here fighting to maintain that title. Again, versus the Unlucky 4, a team that we haven't really seen before. Gonna be pulling out, as you said, there's that Octobrush that we were talking about just earlier. Really exciting to see what they can do with that Zipcaster, especially on this map.
Oh yes, indeed. And we do immediately see that we are on his point of view, and we will see where they plan to attack. But right now, they're opting to play it very patient. That's what you want to do with the map. That's just, sometimes you don't want to be that one to get the opening pick on your team, because that could leave a lot open. And as I do say that, one does go down.
Right, that flings it going down, followed by that blaster. The Brush gonna try to take the opportunity to annoy the enemy, as Brushes are wont to do. Not gonna find any picks. Gonna be forced to back out. And with that said, that's going to now give this Octobrush an opportunity, but the Octobrush is also going to go down. So we're back to neutral.
And yeah, this Brush hasn't gotten many opportunities to shine so far. And what we're seeing right now is an actually very interesting comp. We're seeing a Brush and a Flaza on one team. They will be fight that missile. Those missiles will be easily available to help the Brush just be annoying and just do its job best, while the rest of the team can just rely on that.
Yeah, and then on the other hand, we see that Tactical or Brush, but oh my goodness, we can talk about that later, because right now, it looks like Neku is going to put that Power Clam into the basket, and a pitch is going to start going off of this. However, it's not going to last for too long, with a really, really nice defense. Gonna get that delayed wipe there. Yeah.
And yeah, now we are seeing a very good lead for Nerf Reef Slider. They do have all members up, and they are looking very good right now. And because of this, they can be looking for another push rather quickly. And yeah, oh, I say that, and that 3 go down on the side of Nerf Reef Slider. This is
oh my god.
Unlucky for just a good point in. they do get collapsed on, and they don't have much to show in terms of power clams. But they do take 2 down, and that might result in plenty more points on the board.
Right, if they can sustain that pressure, they can get more clams in, and it looks like they're doing that right now. They have a numbers advantage, they have a special advantage, no longer have that special advantage. There we go, there's the lead, and it looks like they're still going to be able to sustain at least a part of mid, getting more clams in, just solidifying their lead. So that was a really, really, really strong push. However, there are still 2 minutes left, so perhaps playing hard defense isn't the best option. They might opt to keep up the aggression. I think that could be a good option for them. If they opt to go defense, it's going to be much harder, especially now that they've lost mid control.
And we do see 2 going down, 3 going down on the side of, I believe that was unlucky for, and as teams respawn, the game plan is going to just be establishing control and being very strong. Nerf Reef Slider does have a little bit of a hefty penalty to work with, but if they can find the right position, they should be able to get a good push. And as I say that, he immediately goes down, as the unlucky 4 are immediately looking to make another mistake.
Yes, an extremely strong position for Luna right here, able to peek over those walls with that blaster. Yeah, there we go, able to peek over that glass, just getting those picks, solidifying this space, especially with that Tacticooler. Luna absolutely going ham with this blaster right now, and there's another clam into the basket. We'll see if they can sustain another push. There's a bunch of clams. Can they do it?
Yeah, and that blaster has been very good so far, especially in the new stable of this game. It's just been something that a lot of players have relied on, especially with that intensify action ability being able to help with so much. And as we see this, they do almost, Unlucky 4 does almost get the knockout, but they instead have not a very big penalty to work with. As now I say that Nerf Reef Slider does get the basket open, but they only have 1 member alive, and it is that brush, and they do get taken out. With that plan just staying in mid, and with 20 seconds left, they're going to have to make something quick.
Right. Now, Nerf Reef Slider does have that Mercy Clam up under their basket. However, the Super Clam they just got in means that they're going to have more penalty points they need to burn through. So it is still winnable for them, but it is going to be a lot harder.
And as I say that, now you do go into overtime here. 2 do go down on the side of Unlucky 4. And Nerf Reef Slider does have plans to make this work, but 2 run in and get taken out by 1 of the members of Unlucky 4. That's going to result in 3 down and a very close push. It's going to rely on desperation from the Flames, but no, they do get taken out, and that will be game 1 going to Unlucky 4.
That was extremely close, my god.
I'm sorry, I mixed up teams. That's my fault. I'm sorry. I did get teams mixed up.
You know what? It's okay. I mixed them up too. Happens to the best of us. Anyways, Luna, that blaster, mwah, chef's kiss. I love it. Nerf Reef Slider doing a fantastic job that game. Extremely close from both teams. But yeah, no, you're totally fine. Like that happens to every commentator. But yeah, no, great set. Great game.
So far, we do see what these teams can both bring to the table. Both teams showed a lot of aggression and a lot of very good positioning. And we will both look to see that with especially those aggressive times. We didn't see a lot of passive on either of these teams. The really only one I saw was that Fling thing.
Right, and even then the Flingza was playing a lot more aggressive. And even Zap, which historically, especially in late Splatoon 2, tend to be played a lot more passively. You see the Zap is really, really able to go in and aggress, especially with that Tacticooler. It doesn't have to be relegated to that farming for ink armor role. So it can really, really go in with its team and use its strength to aggress. So yeah, both teams opting to run these anchorless comps, minimal support, high aggression. I think it's working out for both of them. However, it does mean that their comps are a lot more volatile, and I think we saw that in this game where one or two of the Slayers go down, and then all of the sudden mid is just gone, right? Because there's no one there.
And because of aggressive comp, players will tend to play a little bit more passive than they'd like, because you obviously don't want to run in and get picked, because that can just ruin a push or just get something staggered that you really would have liked to use for later. But,
right.
Yep, with these comps, that's going to be a different story, especially if we can see that Flings and that Brush combo actually work to perfection, because it did work for a while, especially with the Killer Wave.
Oh yeah, for sure. I will say, Flingza not having access to that suction bomb anymore does mean that it has to play a little bit further back, so we may see the Flingza player taking advantage and perhaps playing as more of an anchor. But with that being said, we are going to go into Game 2. It is Splat Zones, Nerf Reef Slider versus Unlucky 4.
Yeah, we do see an X-Flow on the side, or on the blue side, and especially on a map like Staging, one of my favorite maps personally, anti-zone. It's such a good option because you can really use those walls and those spinners just to get easy advantage. And as I say that is nearly a wipe. The big bubble does save the junior, but the zone does flip immediately.
Yeah, a very, very nice double coming out from the K-shot there, and the Suzuka for sustained pressure.
We don't have any K-shots anymore in this game, but it is enjoyable to see, and that will be down on the side of the that is trying not to mess these teams up, but yeah, no, this Expo is being pushed back immediately. They don't really have a lot of room to set up, and that is hard to see, especially when you're playing with a more aggressive comp. And what I like seeing so far is this Expo doing a decent bit of work.
Yeah, for sure. However, I will say the Explo Rapid Junior combo, and you can kind of see it there, right? They're just not winning very many fights against this hyper-aggressive, like, Brush machine, Flingza. Now, of course, commentator's blessing, right as I say that, they do win that fight, they do camp that zone. But you can see how long it took for them to come out of that disadvantage. And still, yes, the zone is painted, but they don't have a lot of peripheral paint. They still don't have a lot of room to move around. So I feel that once they're established, they can do really well. But they really, really need to figure out a strategy that lets them establish themselves, and then they can take this game with ease.
Yeah, and as we are seeing so far, it does look very good so far. They did get that zone flip, and they're putting extreme points on the board. And especially now that they're putting down under that 50-point marker, and with 2 down on the side. That is, that's on the side of 154. They are really putting points on the board. And this way, you can just come back very quickly forward to each side. Yeah, they're going to get that point on the board and get 2 down. This looks like it might be their game.
Yeah, they are going to get lead here. And yeah, it does indeed look like that'll be game. So that was a very, very nice, a very, very snappy comeback.
Yeah, and it was a really nice turnaround for them, but especially after they were down very early, especially had their backs against the wall and they executed properly.
Yeah. Nerf Reef Slider back against the wall, pulls it through. But yeah, that was a really, because I do want to touch again on that Explo Rapid. Because those are weapons that synergize very, very well together. And I think that, especially for Zone Sturgeon, even though they were in disadvantage for so long, and it took them a while, they did struggle to get out of that disadvantage, but once they did, they were able to lock out Unlucky for potently. Like, that was phenomenal.
Yeah, and with this third game coming up, is it a best of 5, or I'm forgetting? I think this set's over. Okay, sorry about that. Yep, that will now with word that will be the set 2-0 in favor of Nerf Reef Slider.
Yeah, really, really, really nice. However, Unlucky 4 did play an outstanding game. Both of those were extremely close. I think just, honestly, like a bit more refinement and a bit more practice, and you're winning this tournament. Like, that was fantastic, especially when you're fighting against a team that has won the tournament before. That is absolutely phenomenal. So, GG's to both teams. Nerf's Reef Slider, here's hoping you guys can take it home. Yeah, really good stuff. Okay, I think my was like hard lagging. Whoopsie daisy.
Picard, do you have a proper mic?
Do I have? Is my mic bad?
No, your mic is much better than mine.
No, I'm just talking to my laptop.
I'm talking off. Oh, okay, you know what? I'm gonna try switching to my laptop and see what
Yeah,
that does.
don't use your phone. Your phone is really bad for this.
Alright, let's see if that works.
Garlic bread is delicious.
Alright, can you hear me better?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I recently quit my job, so I'm just looking at... Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to work with what I got. Alright, now, hopefully I won't fuck up teams this time.
Nah, it's okay. Yeah.
It was much less of an issue in the second game.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to From the Ink Up, the first edition of this in Splatoon 3. We are sorry for a little bit of a delay. Have been told that the match between Skill Issue and Night Sharks has apparently happened already, with Night Sharks now leading 1-0 in this set. Obviously, weren't able to watch the first game, and now we are ready to see these teams battle it out for the rest of the set.
Yeah, I will say one thing that is interesting about missing that game one is that these teams have already fought against each other, but we don't know what strategies they're going to pull out. So, Skill Issue might already have some adaptations ready to go. They might already have some wacky comp in the back that they're going to pull out. Like, I don't know, maybe we'll see that. We'll see an Explo. You know, we'll see an Expo Rapid type of situation if that's what they decide they need to beat Shark Knights. Or is it Night Sharks?
Night Sharks.
Night Sharks. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna be real with you. Shark Knights sounds really cool, and someone should make that a team name. But yeah, no. So I'm excited to see what adaptation Skill Issue is going to make going into this.
Yeah, and we did see, if you caught on the stream earlier, Skill Issue did play earlier, and they won one of their group sets 3-0. And as I do say that now, we are getting started into the match. Game 2 of Skill Issue versus Night Sharks.
Right, and Skill Issue, a quick reminder that they kind of swept that 3-0 hard. So I think it's going to be interesting now that we've seen a team that can obviously take them on. So excited to see how this goes. Reflux! And yeah, Explo. Well, there you go.
Yep, there it is. And that's what we're seeing now. And especially with how this is going to be played, this is a very weird map for Clam Blitz. And especially, we are seeing an Explo, I believe, and a Squeezer on one team. That Reflux is going to be a lot of painting.
Yeah, that Reflux gonna be, it seems, the primary source of paint for that team there, especially with the Blaster. Yeah, needs a lot of paint there. However, it does seem like Reflux is able to paint for a team surprisingly well. The Blaster is going to put that shield up, able to sustain a push and basket now. Yeah, really good stuff.
Yeah, and now we are seeing constant clams being thrown in on the side of Night Sharks. They are looking very good so far, and they are looking to keep these clams thrown in as that score continues to trickle down. Skill Issue coming back in slowly, and they are able to get the picks to slow this down. And Night Sharks will be forced to back out finally, but a very good statement push from Night Sharks.
I will say, 3 minutes in, 23 is a massive lead. However, it's also Clam Blitz, and we're 3 minutes in, which means Skill Issue has 3 minutes to make something else happen here. They do have that Mercy Clam ready to go. Unfortunately, the Reflux is going to go down. We are now in a 2v2 situation. Blaster just trying to hold its ground, trying to survive the onside of the brush, is able to do that, thankfully. Keeping that Mercy Clam alive, making sure that they've got resources for them and their team to push if they want to. Really, really nice pick there. It looks like that is going to be the opening pick. There we go. Yeah, Night Shark's going to get another clam into the basket there. Again, they've got their resources, even with the Blaster down.
And that's just game 2.
Okay.
That was... We said this was going to be maybe take a little bit, but especially with Clam Blitz, no, that Explo and Squeezer comp proved to work out very, very well in the end, and that's kind of what propelled them to get this game.
Yeah, for sure. Especially, okay, you know what? Okay, listen guys, Splatoon 3, it's really new. What's the name of that map again that they just played on?
Eeltail Alley.
Eeltail Alley. Well, yeah, it sure is an alley. It's super narrow. And so you see it's super narrow. There's a lot of ledges. Again, you see weapons like Blaster thrive on that map, especially with the shield. If you put that in a choke point, what can the enemy team do? They can't really break through your defenses very easily. And I think that Night Sharks was just able to really exploit that. And they did a fantastic job. Absolutely. So that was a very, very nice game, very, very dominant from them.
And yeah, now we are told. Wait, sorry, let me read through this again. I am very horrible at my job.
You know what? No, it's okay. I'm reading this and I also can't understand. We try our best.
Okay, thank you. That's what I thought. And I am being told now from the streamer that it is Wahoo Zones, and sometimes
Sorry.
I hear you. I don't want to hear it. Zones is good, and I will not hear your complaints.
Elemental is I think grilling me in their head right now. They like Wahoo Zones apparently. Wahoo Zones, more like lame zones.
Anyways, back to the game. I believe we will be seeing another Explo on the side of Night Sharks. It worked extremely well for them on Clan Blitz, and I am looking to see if they will bring that back. And we are heading into Game 3, looking to see if Scale Issues can put something back on the board.
Right, they are.
Leader!
Ooh, the leader and the rapid.
And yeah, we're seeing,
Yep.
We're seeing the Splatana Stamper on the side of Night Sharks, along with that leader, Machine, and Rapid. Not a very paint-heavy comp. They're going to be looking to lock down that zone very quickly. These teams playing a very stall-heavy game right now. No team opting to be extremely patient with their picks, as I do say that the Explo Force skill issue does go down, and that will be first zone cap for Night Sharks.
Yeah, and a really, really good first zone cap too, because as you said, their comp is not super heavy on the paint, and so they probably wouldn't be winning a stall war if it was just everyone was up and everyone was painting the zone. But now that they found themselves in this lockout situation, they can really, really thrive. Right? They've got that Stamper with that one-shot potential. That's so scary. The E-Leader, range, it can lock out, and then you have the Rapid there for that extra chip, and the Sloshing Machine, which is just an offensive menace. So an extremely, extremely strong advantage that they're getting for themselves. And right now we see, yes, that Stamper with that one shot, extremely strong. So this is looking very, very good for Night Sharks right now.
Yeah, that is 3 down on the side of Skill Issue. They have just been locked out all game, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get back in easily unless it's going to be one sort of desperation, and it's just going to be very complicated, and that's going to be a 3-0 sweep for Night Sharks. They played a very good game, but don't discredit Skill Issue. They also put up the best fight they could have.
Oh yes, absolutely. I will say I really, really like the choice of the Explo there. I think Explo on Wahoo Zones, just coming from talking with other Explo players, I think it's a really, really strong option. I think that Explo in this game, especially with Storm, the plat control that you can exert is fantastic. So, right, what you need to think about there is, okay, well, we have the tools to maintain zone. We have the tools to win a stall war, but we need to make sure that we're not getting locked out, right? Because what tools do we have to come out of a lockout, right? We need some sort of strategy, and unfortunately, they just didn't have that game. But I think that, again, it just comes down to, like, analyzing what went wrong and why. Because what they had, like, they played that game fantastically for what they had. But yeah, just that pressure from Night Sharks is just absolutely incredible, extremely dominant. Just, God, sorry, I absolutely love that. I love that game a lot. It was a beautiful set from both teams.
And unfortunately, we will have to be leaving you here shortly because of how this has gone 3-0. Obviously, Night Sharks, I believe, will be moving on to the finals. Yes,
and we will be very excited to show you that soon. All right, everybody, welcome back. And we are excited to show you today that grand finals of the first ever Splatoon 3 rendition of FTIU will be played by Night Sharks, who we will mention now has not dropped a single game so far this tournament against the Mirkwood Falcon, which we don't have much data on, but I'm sure they also had a great run to get to this point.
Oh yes, absolutely. And yeah, of course, Night Sharks, as we just saw, you're right, not dropping a single game. But Grands tends to be the time where, I mean, of course, because the way bracket is set up, you have the two best teams going against each other. So hopefully, we do get to see a pretty intense fight between both of these guys. And you're right, we don't have much data on Mirkwood Falcons, but that also means that they're kind of a wild card. We don't know what they're going to bring out, which makes this even more exciting. So we do know at least some of the tools that Night Sharks has up their sleeve. So we have sort of an idea of what to expect, but in general, this is just completely foreign territory. So that's really hype in my opinion.
And yeah, we will be heading into Game 1 on Clamblitz Scorch Gorge, something very interesting actually. And now realizing that this might be their chance to sweep the entire tournament, this might give them a lot of motivation. We are just waiting for one more person to ready up so we can get this started.
I don't know who you are. Please ready up. No.
And as we do ready up, now the game is going to be started. Game 1 of Grand Finals between the Mirkwood Falcons and the Night Sharks. Everyone get hype in the chat.
Yeah, we do see again that Explosher has been a really, really popular
Double dualies.
Ooh, okay. All right.
I do like this, especially on a mobile mode like Clamblitz, and we're seeing a Splash 2. Yeah, they're going to be relying on a lot of mobility and speed here, especially with that Reflux getting killer whales to help out the aggressive nature of the Tetras.
Yeah, for sure. And that Reflux there for missile support, but also for that cover fire support. Really good here. But one thing I also want to mention is the Vanilla Stringer. That is a really, really interesting pick here, especially because of how it can pressure that mid tower. And I think especially against dualies, which again really favor that mobility, Stringer's chip damage can be a really, really good hindrance to that. So interesting to see how that might come into play.
On the side of Mirkwood Falcons, we are seeing they are building up a fair amount of specials as their Tetras do go down, leaving a very good open for the Night Sharks to come back in slowly and peak. But you know, Tetras and their quick respawn, they tend to come back very quickly. And as we're now seeing 2 down on the side of the Mirkwood Falcons, the Night Sharks are getting their specials up very quickly, and they are looking to do whatever they can with their push. But as I say that, the Blaster's a little too aggressive there in how they... And as I say that now, 3 go down.
Right, and you know that is the thing when you overextend and you get punished, right? You have no one in mid. Your everything just goes down, everything collapses, and all of a sudden the tables have been turned immensely. The entirety of Mirkwood Falcons in Night Shark's base already going to get the first super clam in, along with a bunch more clams. So they do have the resources here to sustain a push. And you can see Mirkwood Falcons already, you know, expecting that pushback. They already have people in mid ready to defend, which is really, really good.
And we do say that now, but the Night Sharks did immediately get good control of mid. And this Expo peeking on the left side, that point sensor always very helpful to use. We are seeing more of a passive game as the Mirkwood Falcons have some specials ready, as do the Night Sharks with that Trizuka and that Wave Breaker ready. That's going to be a very deadly combo to use. They are readying up clams for a push, but they are waiting for that last member to go down. There are 2 down on the side of the Mirkwood Falcons, and they're going to get a lot of points here if they play their cards right.
Yeah, if they play their cards right, and it is sort of looking iffy. They have the positioning, but they don't really have the resources. They don't have specials up. They're kind of getting zoned out pretty hard by these bombs. This is the second auto bomb kill we've seen in the past minute. So, yeah, it doesn't look like that's going to be the push, but again, they have mid, and it looks like they are, just, as you said earlier, they're playing that passive game. They're building specials. They're waiting for those picks.
Expo guaranteed to get that #1 super jump spot, as we saw a little earlier. But no, we are seeing that the Night Sharks are getting pushed back a little staggered on offense. You wouldn't like to see that from how aggressive they've been this entire tournament. And as I do say that, the Expo does get a very nice pick on those Tetras, and they do have the clams again, but the Falcons are coming up with specials to try and counter this. But no, that's going to be a lot of clams coming in and much more as they do take the lead.
Yeah, take the lead, not by a whole lot, but with the way this game's been going, it's going to be pretty difficult for the Falcons to come back from that, just because of how passive this game has been. This map, it's so open, right? It's so hard to capitalize off of picks. But right as I say that, it looks like the Falcons are going to go for this hyper-aggressive approach, immediately taking mid, immediately taking that tower, getting those picks, building those resources as fast as they can. They're not wasting any time, as they should be doing. So a fantastic rebound on their part.
And they do have the numbers advantage right now in clams and in members. They are looking very good for a push right now. They're opting to go on the left side, and it's going to work out very well for them as members on the side of Night Sharks are dropping down like flies. And with 15 seconds left, we'll see how many clams they can put on. They only need 2 more to score, and they have them right there. And they will get the lead with 3 seconds left.
And the Reef Slider, for good measure, unfortunately, the Reef Slider hasn't been nerfed yet. So that was a beautiful, beautiful comeback. My God.
And as we saw now, that would be the Night Sharks' first dropped game of the tournament. But playing ourselves, this is going to be a very good set with how back and forth these teams were. And we just all got dabbed on. Why is that emote in this game? Anyways, we are now seeing that the Mirkwood Falcons took game 1 on a very impressive comeback.
Really nice. I was gonna make a Whip Nene joke. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do that. Anyways, yeah, good game. I think that I believe our commentators from groups mentioned this earlier, but Scorched Gourds is a little bit similar to Clams in that, it is really, really passive, but I think that it took Falcons a little bit to find their stride in their disadvantage, but they managed to do that really, really, really well when they pushed out. And I really, really like the fact that they took left instead of just like trying to force their way on right when they didn't have the resources. I think that worked out really well for them, and so they were able to kind of take the basket from 2 directions and finish that push off strong.
Zones Hagglefish. All right. Yeah, no, this map, especially with a zones enjoyer like you, Ikar, that map mode is very interesting because of the fact that it's just in the middle and there are plenty of options to work with, especially there are very prominent flanks on this map, but as you would tend to see, a lot of backline players opt to use that glass near their spawn for a good vision of the map.
Yeah, and just to affirm, by the glass near your spawn, you mean like the little canopy tent, yeah?
Yes.
Yes, that is a fantastic position for backlines, Hydras, leaders, stringers, if we see that again. Yeah, Hagglefish, I think, is kind of like, it reminds me of Megamart in that almost anything can work here.
You see the X-Blow again from this side of Night Sharks. We are not seeing a backline on the side of the Mirkwood Falcons. if it's not broken, don't fix it. And that aggressive comp is coming back, albeit with a slight change in the zap. But no, it's going to be a lot of the same aggressive plays we saw earlier in the match. And to give credit to Night Sharks, their comp didn't exactly falter. It worked very well, and they just got very unfortunate towards the end.
Yes, absolutely. I do like the change to the zap here. I think that's a really good zones adaptation. It gives you more paint than the Tetris, again, lets you play that stall war. So yeah, really like that there. However, Falcons are going to find themselves in a bit of a disadvantage here. That Crab Tank going to try to push back out onto zone. Unfortunately, with the zap going down, it's going to be a lot harder to really utilize that Crab Tank to its fullest potential. So even though they are investing specials, they're not really paying off as much as they could.
Yeah, and now what we're seeing is they are fighting for that zone. They do get it, and that they will take out the Expo, a very crucial pick for getting back into the zone and applying pressure. We are seeing this hero shot now, applying pressure on that right side, just checking for flanks. They do have that Trizuka ready, which is very lethal. They almost take out a player from the Falcons. That Wavebreaker coming in very nice, as missiles especially are coming in and are just going to be a major cause of disruption.
Right, you've got the missiles with the whale. That is so much. Not only do you have to move positions, but that's so much residual damage. So yeah, no wonder that they went 2 down there. However, the Splash is going to find 2 picks, and again, we see this Crab Tank going onto the zone, but instead of just hanging back behind zone, this time the Crab Tank is really going to push up, and I think that's the right call. And here we can see the Splash trying to establish this canopy. Doesn't want anyone to set up, doesn't want the Gal to set up, doesn't want the Expo to set up. Unfortunately, though, they are going to get punished for it.
And that was a very risky pick. They could have opted not to take that fight, as they were getting set up down there, and it probably was a little bit ill-advised at the time. And now we're realizing that it's going to be harder to get in, but they do have the specials to stall out and let their members get back in. That Killer Whale not going to do much. The Falcons are going to be able to help fight the zone, but with a member down, they do still cap the zone, but it's going to be easily flipped back, but it's a good stall nonetheless.
Right, definitely a good stall here. Yeah, for now, it's we just see some more resource building until a pick can be gotten, but that Zook is going to find 2 members of the Falcons and gonna start trying to establish that zone. However, the hero shot is going to get directed by that Stringer, and that could turn out to be a crucial pick. And indeed, the Falcons are going to move in right away.
And that will, and as we said earlier, this is going to be very back and forth. We are seeing now that 2 players are down on both teams with jumps coming in, and we are seeing, yep, they are putting pressure on that zone. That is 2 down on the side of Night Sharks. The Falcons looking very strong here, and especially with the tactical already, they are able to, they should be ready to stall out a push.
Right, absolutely. Especially with the pick on the Gal.
Oh my.
Ooh.
They don't end up getting the lead. They do miss out by 1 point, but this match is still very much anyone's game.
Yes. Oh my goodness, this is extremely close. Both teams now with pretty substantial penalties. However, right now it does look like Falcons is more likely to take the zone. The question then becomes, can they hold it? And I really think, I mean, their comp is really aggressive, right? They're not going to outpaint an Expo. They're not going to outpaint a Reflux. They can't afford to engage in Star Wars. They need to aggress. They need to get these picks, and they really need to utilize their strengths when they have the zone. And I think that they have the time to do it, but yeah.
Yep, they do cap the zone now, but the missiles came out on the side of the Night Sharks. Tri-Stringer being forced to back up. That's not what you'd like to see. That is 2 down on the side of the Falcons. The Sharks looking very strong here with 20 seconds left ticking down, and that penalty now essentially over. We'll see what the Falcons can do to try and get back in.
Yeah, and it does look like it's going to be very much the Falcons are 3 down. They have 7 seconds to try to cap the zone. They are going to do it.
And nope, unfortunately, they don't in time, but still a very good game nonetheless, and that will tie this series up so far at 1 apiece.
One piece. Again, another super close game. And I think that oh man, that was incredible. I think that was a really, really good showcase of the strengths of both teams. So I'm again excited to see the adaptations that they make going into the next game.
And yeah, we have seen very back and forth and very aggressive play from both teams. It's what you'd like to see. You'd like to see the fireworks come out. And that's exactly what we saw. And it's been very enjoyable to see, especially from someone who's more accustomed to playing backlines. I enjoy seeing the Expo get some love, especially with people not liking the kit at first, but getting very, very used to it. And now with that out of the way, we will be getting ready for a Game 3. What changes do you think both teams would make?
As for changes, I think that the Explo and the Stringer so far have been pretty constant. I think we might see a switch off of the Zap back to those Tetras, or some other weapon that, some other skirmisher, some other like Pure Slayer, I think could be good for them again, just prioritizing that aggression. And I think for Night Sharks, again, you said this, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The comp they've been using, it's been working out for them. I don't know what changes they would really need to make. They've been doing well with what they have, so yeah, I just think it's going to be a switch off of the Zap, but we'll see.
Power control on Undertow. That is a very interesting combo, I'd say the least.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Tower control, yeah, this is one I would not be, of course, Tower. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Blaster here. Yeah, I want to say Blaster. I think the Stringer here might get a really, really good chance to shine. Because we really haven't seen, just overall in Spot 3, we really haven't seen a whole lot of the new weapon classes. We saw the Night Sharks brought out that Splatana earlier. But other than that, we really, really haven't seen much of the bow, besides Reflux. But, I mean, Reflux just doesn't really play like regular Stringer. So, yeah, I think Stringer can be a really, really strong asset on tower control, so I'd like to see that.
And as we are waiting for our two teams to ready up, we would like to say thank you for still tuning in on this stream. It has been a fun one so far, and especially with all these fireworks being put out right now, it's going to be a very exciting Game 3, and we cannot wait to show you guys it.
Yeah, this is my I took a bit of a break from commentating just because my schedule was getting in the way, but you guys have welcomed me back with open arms, so I'm really, really excited to be here again. Really, really, really excited for the future of Splatoon 3. And I'm also excited to see all the new faces, because we don't know a lot about a lot of these teams, but I know that, you know, a couple months down the line, it's going to be like, oh yeah, those guys, right? So I'm really, really happy that I can be a part of a lot of people's comp journeys. I'm happy I get to do that with Day. Yeah, no, this tournament has been great so far.
And we are now seeing a splatter scope from both teams. I do like that pick, especially from the VAC, and using those to get on the grade to easily is something you'd like to see a lot. Both teams are relying on a little bit more of a defensive game. I do say that one player, I believe, from the Falcons, goes down, and that would be 2 down now. They do opt to just ride the tower, riding that bubble and getting picked and punished for it. Very good defense so far.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, Charger Dittos here. Both teams actually have fairly similar comps. We do see the range blaster and that blaster, and then 2 shooters. Of course, we still have those duelist sculptures, which have been a constant here. But overall, yeah, some really, really different comps. You're right. Both teams opting for a much more defensive play style. So the real challenge here is just getting the tower out of mid, because once you have the tower out of mid, right, you've got the charger on there, and you can start engaging in that lockout. But right now, you've got charger v charger, you've got shooter v shooter, you've got blaster v blaster, and everything is kind of a stalemate. You can kind of see that reflected in the scores right now, as well as the paint that both teams have on the map. It's pretty even.
Yeah, and the comps we've seen so far from these days have indeed been a little on the even side. 2 now down on both teams. So we are seeing the Falcons now respawning. That blast, that ridiculous blast radius, not going to be enough to take out the Swelters. And we are seeing now they are opting to be very passive, staying back, do get picked off by the Charger as they are now looking for even more points.
Right, now here's the situation I was talking about, right? You've got your charger on the tower, there's the peripheral paint being established by that junior. Vac goes up just to stay on the tower for as long as possible. You've got 3 teammates on the tower using that shield, actually. Gonna use that to get up into spawn there. However, it does look like the Falcons are going to find a pick on the tower and are going to start forcing that back into mid. However, the Night Sharks have got a pretty substantial lead here, but Falcons also does have 2 specials up, so they do have the special advantage, so we'll see if they can use that.
As you do say that, 3 immediately go down on the side of the Falcons. Now a wipeout, excuse me, as the Night Sharks are looking very good so far in this game. And they do have the specials to back that up, especially with that bubbler. And I think use that to ride into the checkpoint. Yes, they do. And we will see how the Falcons opt to defend.
Yeah, if they can defend, it's going to be hard. Yeah, not going to be able to do that, unfortunately. So yeah, that's that lockout scenario, right? And that's kind of, I think it's sort of a similar situation to what we saw in Clamps, where you get the big lead at the start, right? And then you just sort of, not necessarily a feed stagger loop, but you just really struggle to find your footing, and you keep losing members. And I sort of feel that's what happened there.
Yeah, and now as we do say, after Night Sharks dropping that first game, it seems like a fire has been lit under them, and they have been wrecking havoc so far in these past 2 games. But Falcons have a very good fight, and now we will be moving on to our 4th match, Rainmaker on Sturgeon Shipyard.
Okay. So, I think it'll, okay. So it is possible we could see Charger here again. Typically, backlines historically struggle with Rainmaker. It's pretty difficult to build strats around them, since they're typically the ones holding the Rainmaker. However, it does look like both teams have that dedicated backline player. So I do think if we, again, Charger, Stringer, Explo, these things end up coming into play. If they can position on Snipe in that opening, they can just stall Rainmaker out if they need to. So I think this might be another case where just pushing past that initial first pedestal is going to be the most difficult part. And from there, you're kind of just rolling.
We are seeing a Splatoon 2 specialty here, that's Sploosh on Rainmaker. And we are seeing an E leader from both teams, something you wouldn't expect from a little bit of an aggressive map such like Sturgeon.
Right, yeah, and here's what I just talked about, right? Here's that E leader opening, so oppressive, right? E leader's already gotten a pick, they've already established mid here, and they're giving their team that space to work with.
And we will like to see where this Sploosh opts to attack from. Obviously, their comp does not look like the one to really work around a Sploosh, but so far they've been making it work very well. And they do opt to grab it very quick, and they do get a few points on the board. I believe that's what their strategy entails. The Blaster not in a very good spot. He is called out, but with the support of that Rainmaker, he will be able to get out slowly. This E-Leader, though, is going to start being a problem.
That Blaster kind of stuck in that corner against that leader. He's gonna find a very, very nice direct there on the solution. And gonna get
my goodness!
Actually,
I was gonna say,
very
this
nice.
Blaster had their back turned, and they just pulled a hat trick and just decided, this is my show now. I'm wiping out the entire team. And that's gonna cause them to easily get this first checkpoint out of the way, with the Falcons looking very staggered so far. And that bubble is going to be a very good mainstay in just helping defense, but the points are still going down.
Yeah, and not even just saying, you know what? You know, if I can get a pick or two, my team can just like go, right? And the Blaster just went for it. It's like, hey, wait a minute, that worked, right? And then you go. And oh god, that was absolutely fantastic. However, a really, really strong defense as well. Typically going through that alley, you're gonna get, I would say, closer to 60 points. But managing to get 37 on the board there is really, really impressive. And not allowing yourself to get staggered at that high of a number is also very, very impressive. So good stuff.
And we do see that E-Leader being taken out on the side of the Falcons. They do opt to grab it a little bit ill-advised, especially going up on that top left where you do get picked easily. And they don't really have a plan of attack right now, even though they do have the wave breaker of the dualies. Is now more of a stalemate when it comes to control the map, but the Blaster opts to use that wave breaker, tap shot on them, but they do live. And right now we are seeing a very good showing right now from the Falcons, and an interesting move on the Sharks actually grabbing the Rainmaker.
Yeah. I wonder if that was intentional. It doesn't look like it was, but you gotta make the best of your situation, right? That Rainmaker taking some pot shots, trying to get some picks, doesn't find any, but that's what we like to see, right? Even if you don't mean to do something, just trying to make the best of it. And I think also that's how that Blaster got the quad, right? Wasn't necessarily in a great position, but managed to make the best of it. And now we can see both teams in a 3v3 situation. We're kind of back into the neutral game here. However, oof,
oh no. And what we are seeing right now, sorry for interrupting, but that E-Leader on the side of the Falcons is being very aggressive. It's not normally what you'd like to see on most cases unless you have a good push with your team. And that's going to be a cause for a push of the Night Sharks, who can sit back and comfortably take the lead. But I don't know what took them out. I believe it was a bomb or maybe the sploosh on the side of the Falcons. They are just opting to run. E-Leader wisely jumping out and ready to play some defense.
Right, Rainmaker trying to get some quick points by going to that alley. Not going to work, are going to get called out for it by that Blaster, who's now going to try to zone that leader out in mid. Is going to successfully find a pick there. Going to find 2 picks there, really, really nice. And now the Falcons at a pretty hard numbers disadvantage. But they do have the dualies here in mid. However, the Night Sharks are in a pretty good position to stall Rainmaker up in that alley if they want to, and it does look like that's what they're going to opt to do.
And as we've seen so far this entire match, he's been a major concern this entire time, and it doesn't look like Falcons are going to be able to grab this Rainmaker. No, they do get sniped, and that will end up being game number 4 going to the Night Sharks.
Night Sharks just need one more before they take the set. Falcons now at a 3-game deficit. However, that first game, we know that they can do it. They know that they can do it. So if they can find a way to stop the Night Sharks' momentum, that is the question.
No, and we did see that they're going to have to adapt after being a very big problem. They were a nuisance on them, partly why they had their back. Everyone had their back turned. They wanted that pick on the Blaster to get that wipe out, but then he just turns around and says, no, that doesn't work like that. And that's just what he did that entire match. And now they see themselves in a 3-1 hole with the Night Sharks having plenty of momentum. And now we're heading on to one of the most atrocious map modes in this game so far. Mahi Clam Blitz.
Oh my, ugh, ew, oh god, no, don't say its name. Do not speak about it.
No, especially with how clumped the map has become, a mode like Clam Blitz is going to become very, very important for spacing out the opponent and just keeping control of mid, especially when that water goes down when enough points are scored.
If you're talking about cramped space control, you're gonna have to really, really worry about those blasters. The blaster was a huge problem in the last game. I think this game we could see V-Blaster, we could see Range Blaster, both of those really, really good at zoning, and on a map as small as Mahi, just a little bit of zoning basically means you have no room to work with, so that is definitely going to be an issue if a team opts to run Blaster.
And we will be now heading into game FTIU Grand Finals night. The Mirkwood Falcons, the Night Sharks are on a very hot please come back out on the side of the Falcons along with that tri-stringer again, which worked out so well for them in the first match.
Right, I believe that's actually the comp they won in, they ran in that first game that they won, so perhaps just going back to the basics, going back to their initial strategies. But on Mahi, oh man, this could definitely be a problem. I do think that the Falcons have a pretty good advantage here. I think that this map favors their comp pretty heavily. It's pretty difficult to aggress here, so I think that does definitely hamper the Night Shark strategy a lot.
And we are now seeing that both teams have one member down, and this Explo is opting to attack, barely escaping with their lives, and as good retaliation, the Splash being a little bit too greedy on the side of the Falcons does get taken out, results in plenty of control.
Right, control, clams, but not many specials here on either side. Yeah, that reflux is gonna go down, so they know, oh, okay. Now as I say that, we go into oh my god, a wipeout. Never mind. Guess who has control of the enemy basket? Night Sharks.
And yeah, now we are seeing a very good 3 power clams being thrown in so far. A very good start for these Sharks as they are looking to just keep control and keep the flow of the game in favor. These Tetras getting a very nice and probably a very good pick that they will need later, especially now as the Sharks find themselves 3 down, throwing that Expo alive, but they do make something out of it with the fact that they were able to take out one of the members. A little bit too greedy on the clam there. That Splash has been prone to a little bit of aggressive nature, and that's what's been causing them to get picked out a couple times, especially with how a little more passive the Sharks' comp has been. And that's why they've been able to constantly just focus on just the aggressive weapons of the Falcons.
For sure. Talking about nerfing Reef Slider, buff Reef Slider there. A really, really nice use of that Squid Roll tech to avoid that. Reef Slider not able to get in. And I do agree about the Splash, is that I think they have the resources, but they need to go in together, right? Playing aggressive is good. But you can lead in with that Reef Slider, you can lead in with that Crab Tank, and then aggress. And so I think they just need to play a little bit more patient. Don't play greedy, play smart, you know? And I think that they're more than capable of doing that, as they've already shown us.
And that Expo is going to be a major for the Falcons because most of their weapons rely on so much aggressive play. That's going to be hard. This Crab Tank coming out at a very opportune time right now does indeed take out 2 members, I believe, on the Sharks. Yes, 3 down. This is going to be a very good time for them just to push up and gather some resources because they, as you see in the top left, which is your clam counter, They don't have a lot built up right now, but we do see that Splash again having the clam, and we will see where they opt to attack from.
Right, very, very nice pick on that Rapid with the burst bomb there. Gonna exploit that immediately. You can see the team's like, this way, right? They know. But there it is again, right? That Splash just unfortunately going in and getting punished for it. So yeah, definitely an unfortunate play there, but they still have a minute. They still have a minute to make that push work. And again, like they keep almost bringing Night Shards to the brink. Almost. And then something will happen. And I think they just change it up a little, right? And you've got it. It's yours.
Oh my gosh, that's not what you'd like to see if you are the Falcons. That's the exact opposite of what you want to see. I believe it was either the VAC or the Reef Slider that out, and that's be from the ink up going to the Night Sharks in a very, very convincing game 5.
That was fantastic. Falcons, well, you guys played that fantastic. Night Sharks, you guys played that extra fantastic. Both teams here doing a phenomenal job and putting on a really good show for our grand finals.
We would like to thank all of you today for making, especially with how intense, even though this was a relatively quick grand finals, there were some honestly, it was very enjoyable to be with everyone today, especially on the staff and my lovely commentating partner.
Oh, that's me. Hi. But yeah, just absolute honor. Just completely honored to be here today, and to be able to commentate for you guys, and to also be able to commentate such a great set. Falcons, I'm gonna say this again. Your Stringer player, I love you. Sharks, your Expo player, please marry me. I love seeing all the blasters. I love seeing all the fun and wacky strategies. Like even the reflux, right? Like, no, you guys are fantastic. Thank you all for coming out tonight. We really appreciate you. Huh? Oh. Does that mean I can talk? Can I talk? Can I the credits? What thing? What thing am I doing? Oh my god. Yeah, I should just go like, roll credits! Like that. You need to specify.
No, we had no idea.
We had no idea.